What if the person everyone fears the most ends up being the one risking everything to save everyone else? Because that is exactly what happened to me while reading Untold. And honestly, this book completely changed the way I looked at Jared Lynburn. If you love young adult fantasy with gothic vibes, family drama, emotional tension, dark humor, and characters that constantly surprise you, this series keeps getting better and messier in the best possible way. And question of the day: which book character do you think is the most misunderstood character in fantasy? Let me know in the comments because Jared is definitely climbing high on that list for me. So in this sequel, the town of Sorry in the Vale is basically on the edge of chaos. The Lynburn family is pulling people deeper into dangerous magic, alliances are shifting, and everybody has to decide whose side they are really on. At the same time, Cammy is dealing with the fallout of losing her connection with Jared, and that emotional tension honestly drives a huge part of this story. What really worked for me here was the character development. Jared absolutely stole this book from me. He is blunt, guarded, protective, and honestly carrying way more emotional weight than most people around him realize. Watching him try to protect Kami while also refusing to fully face his own feelings was frustrating and heartbreaking at the same time. I just wanted people to stop judging him for 5 seconds and actually listen to what he was saying. And then there is Ash. I appreciated him so much more in this book because you really start seeing how trapped he feels between who he is and who his family expects him to be. His relationship with Jared added a lot emotionally, especially because Jared is one of the only people not constantly looking down on him. The action in this book was also really strong. Once things start escalating, the story barely gives you time to breathe. There is danger, tension, magical chaos, and this constant feeling that the town could completely fall apart at any second. And the ending? That ending was painful in the most addictive way possible. It is dramatic, emotional, poetic, and absolutely a cliffhanger that will make you want the next book immediately. Now, I will say this is not a perfect read for everyone. Kami frustrated me at times because I wanted her to understand Jared sooner instead of constantly pushing against him emotionally. Some readers also might struggle with the romantic tension because the relationships are complicated, messy, and emotionally intense rather than straightforward. But personally, that emotional chaos is part of why I enjoy this series so much. As someone who reads a lot of young adult fantasy, I always end up loving stories where flawed characters are trying to do the right thing while carrying emotional damage, and this book fits that perfectly. I also love when fantasy books balance dark moments with humor, and Rees Brennan does that really well here. I gave this book 4 out of 5 stars, and if you enjoy gothic fantasy, emotionally messy characters, magical family drama, and books that leave you emotionally wrecked by the final chapter, I definitely think this series is worth picking up. Received in exchange for an honest review. And if you enjoyed this review, make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe to Hello Book Lovers for more fantasy, romance, and young adult book recommendations. Also, tell me in the comments if you are Team Jared after this book, because I absolutely need to know.